Pleasure
your
to be here.
introduction, when I was writing your introduction and trying to remember these awards, they were so long that I thought, okay, chuck it, let me read out from my clipboard itself. I don't want to be wrong about them.
Many years ago, I have grown up here for a few years, and one of the things, whoever's familiar with Bangalore will know, Bangalore was always the garden city. It always
Yeah.
had jacaranda and gulmohar and all that kind of stuff that you would see very clearly. So, the terminal is built on four principles. I'm going to sound a little PR-ish when I say this, but the terminal is built on sustainability, being terminal in a garden, art and culture. Those are the three big pillars in the last. Okay, controversially, non-controversially, any opinion, I have to say this, any opinion is all mine, doesn't reflect anybody else's, so we just need to keep that in. There
Hmm.
is a marked change that I think all of us as marketers have seen. And the first bit was a lot about the principles of marketing, the principles of branding, actually very, very Kotler, the basics of
Hmm.
Kotler and what you need to take forward, ensuring that you have all the pillars of marketing in place. And then when you're doing your 360 campaigns, that all of it is in place. I've had the joy of spending the first 17 years of my career in FMCG, and that's as purest marketing as you can get compared to anywhere. Those dynamics changed. And here is where I'm going to get a little bit controversial and sound like an old school marketer, but I believe it with my heart, so I'm going to say it.
Hmm.
I think in the last 6, 7 years, we have forgotten that what was meant to be a medium seems to have
Hmm.
become a style of marketing.
Yeah,
Everybody's
correct.
talking digital marketing, everybody's talking analytics, everybody's talking SEO, SEM, performance marketing, and everybody's throwing these words around like, big buzzwords.
Hmm.
Let So I think the difference from then and now is you went a lot on gut, you had only offline, you had on ground, data was
Hmm.
not so easy to get by. So you've got a
Correct.
lot of sophistication that's come in, but unfortunately, with the sophistication, a lot of people have forgotten the basics, because the basics is still what will hold you in good stead for long term for any brand. The principles don't change.
Principles
Principles
don't
don't
change.
change at all, no matter
Okay.
what. But there is one principle that you've got to hold on to. And if
Okay.
you lose sight of that one principle, then you've had it, because then you're stuck. Then you don't know
Hmm.
how to go across industries. And that principle is one of the core marketing principles by itself. I think my first big switch was to hospitality. That took me 6 months to wrap my head around, because going from product
Yeah.
to service is very complex. Very,
Very,
very
very good.
complex. There are dynamics that you don't even realize exist. That
Hmm.
one took me a while. That one took me about almost 6 to 7 months to get my head around. And I came and jumped right into a global role, a brand like Taj, and all of that, everything. So if you can't show them a dream, if you can't show them where they want to go, then you're in trouble. But that doesn't change, no matter what
Hmm.
the industry. You've got to make others dream. Here,
Hmm.
sometimes it's what they see. Maybe I've seen people react to a news channel that we're playing,
Hmm.
very unwittingly. I don't think anybody intended to offend anybody by playing the news channel, but there are emotions that come up because you are in a public domain. You're seeing a news channel, and one thing, and this is, I think, public infrastructure learning, you are
Hmm.
responsible for everything, irrespective. You can say it was airline, you can say it was cab, you can say whatever else. But when you run a public infrastructure, you are responsible for everything, because that's how people see it. In the service business, in the public business, reputation is obviously a big deal.
Correct.
And one of the big things I shared is that, just to remind everybody in that room, that reputation is an outcome.
Yes.
It is not, you have not said, this is my reputation. It is something
Yes.
that you build over a period of time. And it is
Hmm.
an outcome. It is the others that, give you your reputation. There was no flying through. People were afraid of being where they were going. So
Hmm.
that whole joy of hanging out, etc., airports became scary places. You didn't want to go.
Hmm.
For in the
Hmm.
first place, they got shut down for some time.
Correct.
So I think me and the team had to think hard on, okay, how do we still keep a relationship going?
Yeah.
And I think that is where my hospitality, B2B, B2C, all those days came in handy when we said, okay, I've lost my ability to communicate on the ground, but I can still pick on an insight that people have, which we started
Mm.
realizing through friends, through everybody. People
Mm.
miss travel. People miss
Yes.
going on holidays.
Yes.
People feel that they got robbed of a certain things. People missed conferences. People missed official travel.
Correct.
So we picked the online element of it and started to bring all of it alive. I'm very clear that post 9 o'clock,
Mm.
my official phone is kept away, kept for charging. Now,
Mm.
because of the role I play, unfortunately, I can't switch it off in my current role because
Mm.
I handle PR and reputation. Crisis can happen
Correct.
anytime.
Correct.
So I have to be able to hear the phone. I have to have access to it, so I can't really put it away. But I definitely switch off. And I follow the habit of I do not pick up my phone. And in fact, my teams, everybody knows this, that I will not touch my phone till 7:38 in the morning. And I should
Okay.
not be saying this because the whole world will know this now. Uh, I check, but so that I know what's
Sure.
happening. And if there's something critical, I will do a quick WhatsApp to do. But otherwise, I switch off. I actually tend to leave my phones behind sometimes.
Mm.
I love to travel. Give me a
Mm.
chance and I'll up and go somewhere. So for me, traveling destinations, discovering places, solitude is my poison. And
Okay.
I
Okay.
will, wherever I find peace, quiet, the sea particularly is where I will always find a way to get away.
Okay.
Um, there are two things I do otherwise. The second one is very embarrassing, but I will share it any which way because people
Okay.
need to know that guys like us are also switch off, and but it's also dangerous because I am a binge watching Netflix junkie.